Good morning and welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television. We are your daily source for the biggest issues of the moment, bringing you trends from politics to human angle stories. You may follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7 and do visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. I am Henry Igwibike.
And I'm Choma.
All right, so let's dive into our newspaper headlines today. But just before that, we have our guest in the studio, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, Barrister at Law and also a public affairs commentator. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure today. All right. So very well. So let's move on to our first daily today. Interestingly, we're kicking off with the Vanguard newspaper with the trendy story we have here, and that's still on the Samoa agreement, and we have it authoritatively from the Vanguard newspaper that the House of Representatives on Tuesday called on the federal government to suspend the implementation of the Samoa agreement until all controversial clauses are clearly defined to make sure they do not violate any law. It further stated this followed the adoption of a motion by the Deputy Minority Leader Aliyu Madaki and 8 others at Tuesday plenary, calling attention to some allegedly offensive clauses in the agreement. Barrister, let's talk about this issue. A couple of days back, this made major headlines in different traditional media and the new media also, and the federal government has threatened to sue Daily Trust newspaper for that publication. But coming from the Parliament, do you think there is truth in what the Daily Trust published?
Yeah, I don't know what the for me what the Parliament has said and what the Daily Trust said are not the same thing.
So what's the difference?
What you are doing at the Parliament is to refute the case based on the opera created by it. But the Daily Trust broke the news and said that, look, we have agreed to sign a what's it called, LGBT agreement. So they are not the same thing. So you can't categorize them in the same position. But I'm worried. I'm thinking, as the agreement, from my own understanding and from what the minister who represents Nigeria has said, that has been signed. So what are they putting on hold? If any agreement has been signed and there's need for they want to implement whatever that is contained in that agreement, particularly the one that has to do with LGBTD or whatever, if at all it's there, it has to go through the Parliament. So I am thinking that they ought to have waited for the executive to propose a bill to that effect. They now raise the issue and say, look, no, we cannot implement this. As it is for me today now, the government has came out to say, look, what we have signed has nothing to do with
LGBTQ
agreement. So I think I want to give the government the benefit of the doubt to that effect, because I've not seen the agreement. I've not seen, and what people have been quoting, I didn't hear them quote anywhere where it was stated that the LGBTQ should be included in or implemented in our country. They are just interpreting the issue of no discrimination on the ground of whatever. In Nigeria, we know the sex we have. We have just two sex. We have male and we have female. In the other country, they have other different category of whatever. But in Nigeria, what is recognized? I think our interpretation should be that whenever they talk about what's it called, gender, we should look at it as from the angle of male and female.
Okay, Barrister, I don't know if you're contradicting yourself, but from what you just said,
I am not.
Okay, but looking at this, the rep asked the federal government to suspend implementation of the Samoa agreement.
Yes.
And if they're saying that they should sue the paper that actually brought it out, assuming the paper never brought it out or enlightened the public to this, the rep would not be today or yesterday, sitting to suspend the implementation of the Samoa agreement. Or
they are asking for it because there's a debate.
Yeah, there's a debate.
What is signed.
There's a debate.
Who broke the news that it was signed, that this is what is contained?
Assuming there was no signing, why is there a withholding?
They did not say there was no signing. they agreed that they signed an agreement, they signed a resolution, and that what they signed does not contain what's it called, LGBT acts. That's what they are saying. But what the paper reported was that what they signed contained that.
But what
the National Assembly are trying to do is to look at it and see whether or not that is correct. So that does not preclude the federal government from taking the paper to the court if the federal government believe that, look, we did not, what they said was not right.
All right. So while you, of course, say
I'm not defending the government.
Yes, of course.
I'm on the side of the truth.
Yes, all right. As much as that is said, I would love to bring you to Article 2.5 of that particular agreement, and it says as follows: the parties shall systematically promote a gender perspective and ensure that gender equality is mainstreamed across all policies. And what the people keep saying, or what legal luminaries like you have said against the Samoa agreement, that is a Trojan horse, right? For the parliament to come up to agree with what is being clamored upon means that this article and some of them, it's actually wrong. Of course, the federal government has gone ahead to do what they are supposed to do. But the question now is, the federal government say there's nothing wrong in it. The parliament are saying there's something wrong with it. How do you think we can resolve all of this?
What you have read, where did you see LGBT?
It's not.
In Nigeria, like I just said it in Nigeria. If they ask you now about gender, how many gender do we have in Nigeria? How many in your exam? What will you say? You mention male and female. You won't mention what's it called? What are the other gender? The one that we can't call a man or a woman, or the transfer. You can't. So we are just interpreting the. Unfortunately, I have not seen the agreement. I don't know whether there's an interpretation clause in that agreement, wherein those things will be defined. Gender, what the gender? If they are giving me, a portion of that agreement which says gender means, and it now go beyond the male and female, I will not say that. But for me, this is just mere suspicion. It's just mere interpretation by the people who believe that, look, what the issue here is that our trust. We don't trust our government, and I don't trust them as well, because especially when the money is involved. This government, whatever money is involved, they are ready to do anything. In fact, they are ready to cover it, and then they say, let's just collect the money. By the time we get to interpretation, we'll tell them our National Assembly don't allow us to do what you ask us to do.
Okay.
But the money will have been released. So what I'm saying is that, look, it's just a mere interpretation, which is subject to different interpretation. As for me, in law, we say when a word has there's different type of interpretation processes. That's what we call literal rule. That's what we call golden rule. That's what's called mischief rule. In this case, the interpretation is very clear. When in Nigeria, when we say gender, we know what gender means. So let's apply the literary interpretation. So maybe when there's difficulty, you cannot look at the golden rules or other rules. But for now, for me, when the law is clear, you don't apply another interpretation process. You apply the literal rule, which to give it its literal meaning. What is the literal meaning of gender here in Nigeria? As far as I'm concerned, you know that agreement was not signed by only Nigeria. There are other countries there, and those other countries, gender could be a different thing to them. So in their own country, maybe. But in our own case, as far as I'm concerned, with the only gender I know, I have a male sex, and I have what's it called, female. So if you have any other one, if you ask me, I don't even want to. I can't even remember any other one that one because I'm not used to it.
All right, all right. So it's all.
I want to give the government the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Look, there's nothing like that in that agreement.
Okay, I just sincerely hope
it's a right interpretation.
Yes,
of not trusting the government, that the government can go ahead and say based on this agreement. But like I said again, no matter whatever agreement you read, with any international whatever, it must before you can implement it, it must go through our domestic process. In other words, it must be sent to our National Assembly as a bill,
which hasn't
for them to be passed into law. So that's why I said I was thinking, since it has been signed, asking them to hold on to the implementation doesn't make any whatever to me. If they want to implement, they will bring law to that effect to you. Then you wait, and then they tell them this is it. So if you're asking them to wait, there are other processes in those agreements apart from that one. That will be breached sometimes.
All right, so very well said. So let's move on to our next daily for today. Choma, what do we have?
We have the Daily Independent newspaper, and on the top strip, federal government to invest in made-in Nigeria vehicles.
All right, and the big story here says take emergency measures to end hunger. Senate tells the federal government, and the rider has it that address Nigerians on step being taken to tackle situation. Reps ask the federal government to suspend Samoa agreement implementation, and bill seeking 74 legislative seats for women passes second reading.
Still on the Daily Independent newspaper, reps probe PMS subsidy, scarcity, depot racketeering, others.
Which subsidy?
PMS subsidy.
Which one? Which one? The one that is gone or which one? I don't know.
Or you feel subsidy is still
No,
not being paid?
we need to find out. We need to inquire.
Well, that's
for last time I checked, the 29 May pronouncement has not been reversed. So where we will get the subsidy that has been proved, I don't know. Maybe they'll pass a subsidy. Probably.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's just hope that subsidy is still not being paid. But that's what we have on the Daily Independent newspaper. And we have it on the downstream of the same news. Tinubu creates livestock development ministry and raises a ranching. The barrister, let's take a look at this particular story, particularly. And you are an active politician yourself. And the bill seeking 74 legislative seats for women passes second reading. In the Senate, I stand to be corrected. There are only 2 women, I guess. The one for Kogi and the FCT. Right now, they're saying the 74 legislative seat for women passes second reading. Do you think this is a welcome development as a politician yourself?
I'm not an anti, what's it called? What do you call it now? Women, is it women or anti-gender? I'm not anti-feminist. But I'm not in support of that. It's discriminatory. And it's a way of making people lazy. And that's why that's a way of getting people a job that they don't deserve.
Wow.
That's the truth. This is democracy. This is about election. It's not about selection. It's appointment. You can be talking about creating a particular number for them. Appointment. Then when it comes to offices that have to be contested for, you don't restrict it and say only female can contest for this. Because what it means now is that if you have, like for me, my state now, House of Rep, we have 6 House of Rep slots. That means they will tell you 2 or 1 or so must be a female. What happened to that is discrimination as far as I'm concerned.
And you think that's not gender?
We will go to a state where they will tell you the way we are going now. Will tell you out of the 6, 1 must be 50 years, 2 must be 10 years, the other one must be 30 years, 3 must be female. That is not democracy. We are restricting the right of people to select whoever they want to select. If a woman who wants to contest, who wants to represent, can do that, and if he believes himself in herself, can also contest and run election. Women have been winning election.
What about
and these women that we're talking about,
yes,
those women who are talking about affirmative action and who are promoting this thing, when a woman is contesting election, they will go against that woman. They will not support the same woman. After the election, they will now come up and say women are being marginalized. We are in this country when look at the last APC presidential election. We have a woman, the current minister of women affairs, or is it women or whatever affair it is. She contested. How many for even though she later stepped down by way of dancing, and then she didn't. I remember Sarah Jubril or something. Madam Sarah Jubril, not Alaja. She contested a primary of PDP sometimes. I don't know. She was the only female. She got only 1 vote, and the majority of the delegates were female.
But
so they now come out and say they just want to get the position through the back door. People who are not qualified, who are not capable, will be given the opportunity to contest because there won't be other people to contest. So you just narrow down to people who are available within the political scheme.
But Barrister, it's very pragmatic. Come on, let's be realistic here. We know what it takes to run elections in this country. We know what it takes to win elections in this country. Do you think a woman stands a chance to win election, knowing that she might not have the financial?
Women who are in National Assembly today now, how did they were selected, or there was no election. We have women. In the last National Assembly, we have more than 8 or so. Only this one we have about 2 or so. But I'm not anti whatever. But we are running democracy. If we are talking about appointment, yes, I would say look, the most is also appointment number of appointment for female. Even though that one is discriminating, but I would say yes. The election, everybody should do his job and believe. So if you believe you are a politician or you want to run, you want to serve, and people believe you have the capacity, they will vote for you. You work your way around the party and get your ticket. That's the problem where they have problems. And the problem is it's not about the people. It's about getting the ticket from their party.
Now,
so let it be a party affair. Let the party have that principle that look, for us to, it should not be a national thing.
But
it should be a party affair. Party should encourage female candidates. Even in some of the political parties, what's it called, constitution, they have it there. Are they being followed? No. So if they are asking for that, yes, I will say yes. They are asking that it should be a national issue, that it should be included and say make it compulsory that women should get social number of. It's not fair as far as I'm concerned.
But it's being fair, because if we should check it, women don't have a lot of opportunities as men do.
Well, and in this world where will tell me what the man can do. The man can, is this where those women who are talking about feminist whatever this definition, they'll tell you don't tell me I'm a woman and we are equal. Equal right when it comes to bill. Equal right when it comes to spending money. Equal right when it comes to equal right when it comes to taking benefits. But when it comes to spending, when it comes to responsibilities, they will tell you are the man. That's not fair as far as I'm concerned. A woman who can tell me, look, you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me how to do my things. I have the same right with you. The same woman that is in my house, for instance, is my wife. I'm not saying my wife. I'm just saying the same woman is my wife. I will say, he will tell me, no, you can't direct me as to where to go, where not to go, or what to do, what not to do. Then when it comes to responsibility, he will tell me, he will tell me we have equal rights. Then when it comes to responsibility, he will say, you are the man, are you the head? Where is he coming from? That's cheap blackmail, as far as I'm concerned.
If you should look at it politically,
don't see me as anti-female.
The women don't have a lot of help when it comes to.
They are not a fan of.
But don't you think that this is giving them the opportunity for women to rise and?
Are they not rising?
When it comes to Nigerian politics,
you know this is what happened in our education system, whereby a child from Lagos or from Kwara will be required to get like a particular 70% for that person to qualify to go to a secondary school or so. A child from Sokoto or Zamfara will be required to score only five marks, and they are writing the same exam and they are going to the same university or the same secondary school or whatever. It's not fair. And in that case, what will be the excuse? They are disadvantaged educational disadvantaged states. Why are they disadvantaged? Who is holding them? I have seen it. We are just creating unnecessary. You call them disadvantaged states. In my university of Maiduguri, the first, I think, I'm not too sure, but let me say that. But we have at law school, a first class student from University of Maiduguri, Sana Usama, was an Usama at that time. So many of that category of people have won award at national level who are from the north, and they will tell me they are disadvantaged. No, they are. Let them move up. Let them improve. If that space is competitive, they will also work hard. How can you say my child should not sleep? You do working, and somebody will just if I do guesswork, you can solve 5.
All right. You might not be excited about what.
I'm not anti-feminist. I'm not anti. But I'm just my own. If I talk about democracy, if I talk about military administration, if I talk about appointments, yes. If I talk about party arrangements, I am for it. But if you are talking about national engagement, female who wants to serve his country should also struggle to get it, and so people will not know that people. After all, like I said, we have had females who have been who have excelled and who have won elections in this country. So many of them are there in fact, we have one who nearly was declared a winner of a governorship election. Was he selected?
All right, very well said. Choma might not agree.
And because Choma is looking for a motion, it will be very easy for them to
let's finally move on to the last daily we have for today, coming from the Guardian newspaper. And the big story here says a new ministry. Tinubu was haters with livestock ministry increases the fiscal strain.
Okay, moving on. Senate raises alarm over empty food reserve. Wants for imminent protests.
And also on the bottom strip of the same newspaper, witness tells court how Emefiele moved funds to wives' coffers.
And still on the bottom strip of the Guardian newspaper, NDDC to borrow 1 trillion naira to fund 2024 budget.
All right, so let's leave it at that for the want of time. Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, let's take a look at NDDC and asking and desiring to borrow another fund for 2024 budget. We'll love your take on that particular story. NDDC to borrow 1 trillion naira to fund 2024 budget.
Well, even Nigeria, what have I been doing? I've not been borrowing. Are they even generating any money from NDDC? The purpose of which energy was even created, has it been achieved? You see, we are just a country where, for me, nothing is working, and the people are not thinking, and that's why. And that is people are not thinking because whatever they like, whether they like it or not, they find a way. They will get money. They will borrow money. They will squander the money. They will go. They will become multimillionaire. They will after that invest it in a business, and they will be placing them as big man or the man who owns a particular company employing people. Meanwhile, it is from this money. So for me, the more we borrow money, and we're not seeing the corresponding results, the more we go down. So for me, if we want to achieve, let's even look at the NDDC have been around for how many years? How many development have gone to that
to the ministry, to
area.
The location?
There have been a lot of allegations of corruption. How has it been unraveled? Where is the end result? Today, some of the people have been alleged are now in higher positions. Among them is our senior president. He was alleged of the max. It's not an allegation here that I'm not fabricating anything. Is there of the max syndrome or scenario? It's still in our mind. Today, the result of that of your mic is not known to anybody. People was another one was slumped. Today and that was the end of the what's it called? Interrogation regarding the money. They've been borrowing money, they've been having money, they've been getting money. Nobody is questioning where the money is going to. And then we are borrowing more money to do projects. Which projects? Tell me the project has been done by these people. Out of the money they've done. So until we start asking questions, if you want to borrow money, please, the one that has been borrowed, the one that has been allocated to you, give us the breakdown of how they were used. If that is done before other approval is done, they will be careful in doing that. And this money you want to borrow, how do you pay it back? You have to also look at those questions, because we're not looking at how to borrow, how to repay our money. We're just borrowing because it's not for their personal borrowing. It's Nigeria, whether he likes it or not. If you borrow today and tomorrow anything happens or next tomorrow, he moves on. And in fact, you see him larger than the NDDC that he borrowed money that is owing. The person who's ahead of the NDDC. That is the way it is. So for me, it's not borrowing. It's not bad. The borrowing money borrowed must be used for the purpose for which it is borrowed. But in our own case, we are not seeing it. So if you borrow money to fund projects, how do you repay it back? How do you bring it back? How will they achieve the purpose for which it was borrowed?
Very well said. Of course, it's also act. You know, when you go to the Niger Delta region, there you will see it. It's visibly written everywhere. You know, you don't see the development as it is supposed to be coming from that particular.
And you see, once somebody is made an ND or whatever, what do they call it? The head of the NDDC. The DG. The next thing you see him is will be the governor of his state where he comes from.
All right. So,
Choma, you have to call it a wrap up.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you to Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid for being part of our show. Thank you. We truly do enjoy your discussion every time you give us that leisure.
Thank
you very much. And I want to beg Choma and the other female listeners, viewers, to not see me as a anti whatever. I'm just trying to be frank here. Trying to be realistic. They say they don't like to be put at the background. Yeah. So if they want to be put at the background, don't fight for whatever you want to achieve. Don't allow anybody to give you for free. If they are giving you for free, they won't respect you. So if you want respect, if you want to see yourself as equal being with men,
fight for it. Good.
I'll come learn how to fight from you after now.
All right. Yeah, very well said. All right, Choba.
Yeah, when we return, President Bola Tinubu approves creation of new Ministry for Livestock Development.
In a bit, when we come back, please don't go anywhere.